Well, my grandmother introduced me to black tea, and it was pretty good. She would read my tea leaves afterwards, and she'd look at the bottom of the cup and look this way and that way, and say, "Oh, are you ever sweet?" I'd put lots of sugar in there, and she'd see all these little designs in there, and it would mean this and it mean that, and so I got to like black tea, and till about, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago, the taste of it started changing, and I thought it was my taste buds, and I was thinking, what the hell's wrong with this black tea? It doesn't taste near as good as what it did years ago, and I got to really like black tea, and I thought all black tea was the same. But one time I was visiting some friends, and they want a cup of tea. Okay, so it was no name brand tea, and they made me a cup of tea. Ugh. Then I knew there was a difference in tea, and so I noticed the different kinds of teas, and then I started getting allergic to this black tea. Holy smokes! And then I got allergic to chocolate. Then I got allergic to coffee. I got to drink decaf coffee. And you know what? I had to start drinking tree hugger tea. You see all these different kinds of chamomile and all that kind of stuff. And just like, yeah. But then I found out I'm growing this stuff in the backyard that's really good. It's Lovage. And Lovage, it started in China, and then it ended up in Rome. The Romans ended up with it, and then somehow it made its way to Europe. And I don't know how it made it into my backyard, but it did. You see this plant here, that's Lovage right there. And, it's pretty good stuff. Now that plant, it grew up about maybe, I don't know, this high, maybe this high. And I tried to give people roots from it to grow their own. I don't know if they had success. So this year I let it go to seed, and I collected the seeds off it. But anyway, here's the Lovage over here. So what I do is I pick a bunch of leaves, and there, pick a bunch of leaves here, and then close the door to my shed here, and so I put a leaf of something else here with. Anyway, this is what I've been working on. This guy here. And those things over there. Actually, I just made a couple more seahorses. But take a leaf off of this too. And then I cut it up and put it in make my tea out of it. And it turns out pretty good. I'm talking to myself here. So you see, I cut it up into the cup here like this. So I got Lovage tea with one basil leaf, and that is good tea. And you can put about maybe, I don't know, I do 4 or 5 cups of water in there, and it's still got the flavor. So now plug in the kettle. kettle here. So I have this tea every night. It's not too bad. The other tea I like is Egyptian licorice. Egyptian licorice is pretty good tea too. I'll have to order some. And what I do is I dry this stuff out and make, I dry it out. I pick lots of these leaves, dry them out, put them in a jar, and then I got Lovage tea for the winter. Look at that, eh? Lasts me all winter. It's pretty good stuff. It's awesome. Catch you later. And my great-granddaughters were over and they took a look at the glass there and said, "Granddad, are you going to drink seaweed?"